Hello, my name is Ashley Foley, and I am the Career Education Specialist for all students in the HDF major. And it is my pleasure today to speak with you about resumes. Most of my students have many questions about resume, how to get started, how to make it look great, how to make it stand out amongst other people who are applying for a similar position, and that's what I'd like to cover with you today. First and foremost, we are here on our website, which is uri.edu/career. And when you're on our homepage here, you can check out students. And from here, what we've done on this page is we've set up career clusters as it relates to majors here at URI and industry outside of URI. HDF majors fall within our health and health administration cluster. We have our own page specifically just for students in that major right here that you can click on, health and health administration. And on here, we have some great resources that my colleagues and I have put together, typically that we meet with students about. Today, what I really want to spend some time on is resume. When we click on the resume tab, we have some great resources. I'd like to first start with an actual example of a resume because I am a visual person and I like to see a finished product and then go back and take a look at how can I also replicate that or make it work similarly for me. We can take a look at this HDF specific resume. I like it because, for a few reasons. Ellie has her name nice, big, and bold on her resume, so typically your name should be a little bit bigger than the rest of the font on your page to make sure that it stands out. City and state, so your physical address is not needed, just your city and state. Phone number that the employer can reach you on. This should be your cell phone number. And your email. Try to keep this professional. Ideally, it's your URI email. And in here, a lot of people now are also adding their LinkedIn page. So if you have a LinkedIn, you can add this here. This is a great additional resource for the employer to take a look at your skills, your recommendations from other individuals, and it gives a more clearer, robust picture of who you are as a candidate. If you need help with your LinkedIn page, I am a resource for that, and so I'm happy to help you with that. As we start to look at the rest of the resume, we say the top third of your resume is the most valuable real estate that you have because we as human beings read top to bottom, left to right, and we can see that this student makes the most of the top third of her page here by talking about what's most related and relevant to the positions that she's applying for. For her, and for most of you, this is your education. Your education is the thing that we suggest is listed up at the top of your page first and foremost, because it is the most relevant and related experience that you have to that position within the field that you're applying. This is a nice, clean, easy way for the employer to see very quickly where the student went to school, city and state, when she's graduating, Bachelor of Science in Human Development and Family Studies, and then any other academic honors can go here as well. Scholarships, awards, Dean's List, GPA, this is where that all goes. Then we go into professional experience. I sometimes like to refer to this section as related experience as well because it's related to the position that you're applying for. This student puts her internship at Kaleidoscope Family Solutions here, and she gives us 3 solid bullet statements on the skills that she's developed in that position. You'll notice that she uses an action verb in each of these bullet statements. And the action verb starts off the bullet statement and then gives a solid example of what she did to build skills from that position and how she can use this transferables, how she can use these skills moving forward to apply for a position that might be similar in that field. So we can see from this bullet statement exactly what this student did. You'll notice the student also includes her early fieldwork experiences here, and this is important. For those of you who have done this or these experiences in your early fieldwork placements, this goes on your resume. These are excellent experiences, and that's what's wonderful about the HDF major is you're able to put your early fieldwork experience onto your resume to help build your resume of relevant and related skills in your field. Next section we go into is leadership experience. If you don't have any of this, I highly recommend, if you haven't already, to try to get involved here on campus as much as possible. The more leadership or on-campus experience you have, the more desirable that is to an employer. Employers love to see that you were involved, that you took leadership positions in those organizations. And you don't necessarily have to be a leader in the traditional sense of managing 6 people and having them report to you. Leadership is so much more. That could be a leadership role within an organization. It could be an internship where you took a lot of leadership roles or initiative. And then we can see that this student was involved in her sorority, or her National Honor Fraternity, I should say. And she had a actual role within that fraternity where she was the secretary. And so she's got some leadership experience there that she discusses. Then Ellie goes into campus involvement, so a little bit more about the things that she was involved in, but maybe not necessarily had a leadership role in. Certifications and skills is also very important on your resume. So for those of you who have these certifications, which many of you do, especially if you're planning on taking the track of working with families and children, a lot of my students also are enrolled in mental health first aid and they have those certifications. So I often recommend that you put those there under certifications. And then skills. A lot of times students ask me about this section, and your skills should be hard skills, meaning that these are skills that are easily proved to the employer. So opposed to things that are soft skills, we want hard skills listed here. So if an employer said to you, oh, you speak Spanish, that is a hard provable skill that you can prove to the employer right off the bat. You can prove to them that you know how to use Microsoft Office, that you're proficient in some of these Adobe Suite programs. Languages, like I had mentioned, is another wonderful skill to put on here. Soft skills, however, are things like excellent communication skills, awesome organizational skills. Those are things that I would much rather see proven through a bullet statement. Previous work experience showcases future success. So if I were to read this, that you record all comments, discussion, and decisions made at weekly meetings, I know that not only is a student organized, she knows how to listen effectively. She knows how to communicate. She knows how to jot these all down in a very organized manner. And so there's a lot that I'm seeing from this one bullet statement from Ellie that makes her a desirable candidate versus just saying down here in the skills, don't you worry about it. I promise I've got great communication skills. I'd rather see an example of how she had used great communication skills in a bullet statement from previous work experience. If you're looking at this resume and you think this is not for me, I don't have any similar experience to this, I don't even know where I would start, I'd like to direct you back to our page. First and foremost, of course, feel free to take a look through any of these other examples. If you'd like a different setup, not every resume has to be set up the same way. Different font is totally acceptable to use. But if you are really interested in walking through step by step of how to build your resume from scratch, I suggest that you take a look at our resume module. Our resume module is set up specifically for students to be able to learn how to effectively write their own resume starting from scratch. It will go through for you what you'll expect to learn from the module. It's self-paced. You can go through it on your own, come back to it, go through different pieces in different days, however works best for you. But it goes through all of the sections of a resume, different kinds of resumes, what an effective resume is, and how you can start building it yourself. It's really intuitive. It has moving GIFs in here that will help you to highlight, take a look at how you can center this into the middle of your page, things along those lines. So the resume module is excellent for that. If we take a look back at our health cluster page, you can even take a deeper dive into reading some more about our resume guide. And again, also take a look at some other examples that might interest you. Next video will be covering cover letters, so if you're interested, please feel free to check out that video. And I hope to meet with any of you soon. We are still offering virtual appointments, so if you'd like me to review your resume or if you need some tips to help you get started, I am here. I am here virtually through Starfish, so you can always check out my calendar to book an appointment, or you can email me directly, and all of my contact information is listed here on the health page. with a little bit more information about me. I look forward to hearing from all of you very soon. Take care.